Aloha everyone, welcome to Aloha Nathie Yoga. I'm Nathie and I'll be guiding you today in your practice. So today is going to be a Yin Yoga practice, holding poses between 3 to 6 minutes. If we do one side, we're going to do the other side as well. Please feel free to modify if you need to or come out of it if you need a break. It can get intense, but the real goal here is to allow ourselves to relax in that intensity without feeling any pain. So it might feel uncomfortable, but we never want any pain. So make sure you have blocks, your yoga mat, getting into something comfortable. And if you need extra padding, bring blankets or bolsters or rolled up towels, anything like that for your support. I look forward to guiding you in your practice. And if you love this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and to spread the word. So I'll see you there. Aloha. All right, so we made it back to our mats and we're going to start on our bellies. So we're going to make our way to the front, move ourselves onto our bellies and slowly, and then just stack the hands one on top of the other in front and lower the forehead down onto the stacked hands. Lift one leg up, point the toe, lengthen, and then lower down. Lift the other leg up, point the toe, lengthen from the hip joint, and then lower down. We'll take a moment here to just settle deeply into the earth. Maybe scanning the body here from the toes all the way to the crown of the head, witnessing the sensations that are already present now in our bodies today, and grounding down, feeling that safety beneath us, the earth holding us, that energetic blanket that extends inwards to all of our organs, the circulation of our blood, the pumping of the heart. Take a moment here to just settle more deeply, taking a few breaths in, witnessing the in-breath all the way down into the lower abdomen, expanding the chest, feeling the breath happening in the back body as well, and then exhale, letting it all go. And without any judgment or expectations, maybe today you'd like to set an intention or create space in the mind to just appreciate the practice and what it brings for you now, for your health, for your well-being. Take a really deep breath in. Let it out. Slow and steady. Again. Feeling grounded in the lower abdomen, and release. Good. Now, having the blocks at the front of your mat in case they are needed, bring your forearms in the front and your elbows beneath your shoulders, about shoulder width apart, palms facing down. And we'll come into a Sphinx pose, and then we'll go deeper into a seal pose. So bring your awareness now to the opening of the heart. Reach out of the feet, activating the legs. Feel your palms and the fingers wide open and driving down into the mat, as well as your forearms. Pressing into the mat, Slightly pulling yourself forward as if you're threading the heart through the shoulders. Lift from the sternum and look forward, and just allow yourself here to slowly ease into your Sphinx. So breathe deeply here. And for every pose, there's going to be a few minutes of silence so that you can dive deeper into the sensations in your body. And just befriend your own energy in your practice. Relaxing the face, the muscles around the eyes, maybe a soft gaze or closing the eyelids completely. If you need to back out or create a less intense sensation, you can walk your elbows forward and lower down a little bit. You also have the option to lower the forehead on a block. Whatever feels good to you now. Stay with breath, witnessing the in-breath, slowly coming in through the nostrils, down the chest and the lower abdomen. And a slow exhale, visualize the breath coming back up and out through the nostrils. And it's okay if the intensity is increasing. Just witness that intensity. Stay with it and see how you can breathe through it. And when you're ready, if you'd like to go there now, you can keep the hands where they are or open them out slightly towards the top corners of the mat. And then straighten the arms, pressing yourself up into seal, keeping the shoulders down and away from the ears. So breathe into that space that's between the earlobes and the shoulders. Nice long neck. Keep reaching out at the toes. And breathe into the back, the kidneys. Stay for 5 more breaths, witnessing all of the in-breath as it's coming in, and the out-breath as it's coming down and out. And then stack the opposite hands back in front of your mat, lowering the forehead down on the stacked hands, relaxing your belly back down on the mat. And then lower the right cheek to the mat, turning your head to its side. The arms can be out along your sides or overhead. And then when you're ready, slide the right knee up to the level of the hip at a 90-degree angle, and your ankle in line with the knee also in a 90-degree angle, so that you're creating an L shape. We'll come into a half frog. And just breathe into the lower back. Relaxing the hips. Relax the hip joints and the face and the jaw. And slowly release that leg back, turning onto the other cheek. And then when you're ready, just slide that left knee up, hip level, just like this. Half frog. Allow the front of your hips to just sink into the earth. And I didn't mention this, but you can also roll a small towel right underneath the hip crease here if you need that support, or a blanket underneath the knee. Focus on the breath here again and just sink in, maybe closing the eyes. And bring awareness to the movement of the breath, the ebb and flow, the natural rhythm of your breath. And then when you're ready, just slide that leg back to meet the right. And then we'll come back facing forward. Have your blocks nearby in the front of the mat. And when you're ready, hands underneath shoulders, just press yourself up into a tabletop. And we'll find ourselves here in a low dragon. So when you're ready, taking the right foot, stepping it outside of the right hand. Okay, you can bring your blocks right in front of you to the left of the right foot. And you can widen your stance and you can readjust yourself here on the mat. That right foot can be heel-toed out towards the edge of the mat more. You can look back and see the back leg is pointing back. And if you need to double pad the knee here, you can do that. And whenever you're ready, you can lower down on the blocks, whatever level you need here, or directly down on the mat on your forearms. Making sure the front knee is in line with the ankle. Lower down here and keeping a nice length in the spine. Take a deep breath in, deep down into the groin, the front of the hip flexor, and quad. Excuse me. And take a few deep breaths here. And again, you can ease your way through this. If you need to come onto your hands again, and then slowly lower down, you can do that as well. You can either keep a length here through the heart. You can just allow your head to drape forward, chin to chest a little bit here, relaxing the neck and the shoulders and the fingers. Notice if you've been tensing in your hands. Just relax the fingers. Try not to grip anywhere. In these poses, it's so easy to just re-grip again because it's getting into the deeper tissues around the joint and the joint itself. Bring your awareness to your breath and notice if you've been wandering off with any thoughts. Just set them aside again and just come back right into your body. Breathing into sensation, through the sensation, relaxing into the sensation. And when you're ready, we're going to come into Gomukhasana. So you can come in a few ways, pressing yourself up and sending your hips back a little bit. You can come onto the knees and turn the shins out to the side, or you can directly weave the right leg on top of the left, open the feet out, and just sit back into Gomukhasana. The right leg is on top of the left, okay? And I'm just gonna sit here, drawing that right hip down into the mat, blocks in front of you in case you'd like to full inwards, or even have stacked blocks and forward folding, landing the forehead onto the blocks, just like this. And just allow yourself here to sink in to this pose. And then on your next inhale, visualize the breath coming in through the left nostril, all the way into the body. And then as you exhale, visualize the breath coming out of the right nostril. Inhaling the left nostril. Imagine coming into the left and then exhaling out the right. Visualize the breath as you exhale, going all the way down the body. Inhaling through the left, up the body. Breathe into the back body in your orbiting breath. Bring awareness to the sensation in your left hip. And then bring awareness to the sensation in your right hip. Just notice without any judgment. Breathe into the sensations. And slowly walk yourself back up. If the blocks were stacked, release them to the front of the mat. Bring your hands behind you. Unweave the legs, feet mat width apart, and drop the knees to the right as you exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop them to the left. Just allowing a release of the lower back. Release of the hips. And then when you're ready, press yourself up, hands to the front, shins to the side, come back on hands and knees. Now when you're ready, just step the left foot on the outside of the left hand, readjusting your stance for low dragon on this side. And you can stay here, erect here with your palms on the mat, lifting the heart. Or you can release your forearms down on the mat or stacked blocks here. And unclench the jaw, relax the teeth. The muscles in your cheekbones, in your forehead, and relax the shoulders. You can always readjust the height of your blocks. Relax the shoulders and the fingers. Breathe into the gallbladder, liver, back body. Rejuvenating the organs. When you're ready, prop yourself back up and then either bring the left knee back, turn the shins to the left, and then weave your left thigh on top of the right, or directly send your left thigh on top of the right. Right now, opening the feet out and just sitting back onto the hip bones. And then allow yourself here to just settle into your Gomukhasana, drawing the left hip down into the mat and lengthening the spine here. And yes, you can have your blocks again or stack pillows, bolster. You can even have a block right underneath the chest here if you want to fold into a pillow or a block like this. You can have that happen as well. And take a moment here to maybe close the eyes. Ground down in the sit bones, feeling the earth connection underneath the root chakra, deep down into the line of energy. And again here, visualize, imagine the breath inhaling through the left nostril. And then exhale out the right nostril. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. When you orbit the breath, imagine the breath circling through you continuously in this connected energetic circle, passing through the crown, the head, and down through the body, through the right side. When the breath is sent down towards the earth, grab earth energy and breathe it in back up into the left nostril. You can fold in whenever you like. Quieting the mind and the thoughts. Being comforted by the body, holding you deeply. 5 more breaths here, circling the breath. When you're ready, just walk yourself back up. And slowly sending your hands back, unweaving the legs, drawing them forward, maybe shaking the legs, swaying them side to side, wiggling a little bit your torso and your hips. And just find a little bit of movement, organic movement, so you can move your chest, whatever feels good to you here, bringing the knees in and out. Then we'll come into Anahatasana, so melting heart or puppy pose. So send your shins to the left, come back on the hands and knees. You have options here. So you can walk back a little bit towards the back of the mat, and you can either have your forehead landing on the mat. If you'd like to go deeper, you can have your chin and the chest almost touching the mat. You can also have support underneath the chest with a bolster or a pillow. And you want to keep the knees in line with the hips. So when you walk forward, keep your bottom body exactly where it is. And walk your hands forward, sending the hips up and back, drawing the navel in, relaxing the forehead down on the mat, or the chin down on the mat, or a block. The forehead can also land on a block, just like this. You can do that with the forearms on the mat. You can always have bolsters and pillows stacked underneath the chest for extra support here. Breathe into the back body and allow the heart to melt. We're here for 10 breaths. When you're ready, slowly walking yourself back up and just taking a moment in tabletop. You can sway your hips side to side. My hips just cracked. That is just the way it is in my body right now. Just take a moment to feel that rebound a little bit. Maybe even doing a bit of cat-cows, moving your hips forward and back, side to side. And we'll come into swan pose and then sleeping swan. Okay, so hands forward, tuck the toes, and you'll want to send your hips up and back into your down dog. Just take a moment in down dog here. Feel that lift in the back of the hips. Feel that lengthening in the back of the body. Again, sending the breath in the back body, expanding the ribs. And then when you're ready, shift your weight forward, bringing the right knee to the right arm, sliding it down the arm, turning the shin in. The alternative is to also come on to figure 4 on your back or figure 4 on the wall. So take a moment here in your swan. You can have blocks here underneath the hands, just like this. Taking a moment to settle here in your swan. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lengthen through the back foot. Opening the heart, lengthening from the sternum, and relaxing the shoulders down your back. Taking a moment to settle deeply here. You can stay here or you can go into sleeping swan. Leading with the heart, just folding, draping your chest over your front thigh. You can land on the forearms just like this. You can come all the way down on stacked fists. Whatever feels good to you. It may be different today than yesterday or other practices. Just witness here. Breathe into the sensation in the hips. Relax the gripping in the hips. Relax the jaw. You can even open and close the jaw. When you breathe down into the hips, imagine the expansion and the space you create with your breath in the tissues around the joint. And as you exhale, imagine those areas just relaxing. When you're ready, walk yourself back up on the hands, taking a moment, shifting your weight onto the right hip, and just bring the left knee towards the right foot, just like this. And then you have the choice here to fold in towards the foot or just folding in towards the shin. Okay, and you can have your blocks. So your forearms are landing on the blocks, just like this. And just taking a moment here. Come back to your breath. Feeling the partial release, the blood back into the joints of the hip, the right hip. And here you can just Turn the chin from the left shoulder down to the right, relaxing the neck. And then, when you're ready, walk yourself up. Bring the shins to the left side. Turn yourself back onto the palms and the knees. Tuck the toes. Shift your hips back for down dog. Taking a moment here to transition, neutralizing the spine a little bit, the back body and the front body. Lengthen and lift. Maybe swaying your hips a bit side to side here, stretching the side body down into the obliques. And then when you're ready, shift yourself forward, bring the left knee to the left elbow, sliding it down, turning the shin inwards and coming into your swan. If ever you need support underneath a hip, slide a blanket, a folded blanket, just like this, underneath the hip. You can do that as well. And we'll hold it here. You can maybe have hands on blocks for the first few breaths in your swan, keeping the chest opened, softening the gaze, softening the jaw, relaxing the shoulder blades down your back. Figure 4 is another option here again, or on figure 4 on the wall. You can stay here, option to drape the chest over the front thigh, sleeping your swan down. You can also have your forehead land on a block and the forearms just resting on the mat. Come back to your breath of life here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, relax your weight. Relax the space between your earlobes and the shoulders once again. If you find yourself wandering off in the mind, just gently coax yourself back into your body. Relax your hands, the forehead and the jaw. And bring awareness to the sensation in the left hip. And then bring awareness to the sensation in the right hip. When you're ready, walk yourself back up slowly on the hands, taking a moment, releasing the blanket if there was a blanket there. Shift your weight onto the left hip and just draw that right knee to the left foot. Okay? Taking a moment here. Whenever you're ready, just fold in, maybe bringing your forearms on a block. And take a moment here to just round forward, dropping the chin down. Ten breaths here. And when you're ready, slowly walk yourself back up. Shift your hands behind you. Bring the feet to the front of the mat. And take a moment here. And extend the legs out in front of you, straight out in front of you. And bringing the sit bones deeply grounded into the mat, lengthening the spine so that you create a nice dandasana pose, staff pose here. And you can inhale the arms up to the sky, lifting from the sternum, pressing the sit bones into the mat, lengthening out of the heels and flexing the toes towards your knees. Sliding the shoulder blades down your back and drawing the navel up and in. Staff pose. Breathe into the strength of this L shape. If you had your palms facing towards the ceiling here, extending the wrists towards your head, this would essentially be downward facing dog. And then release the arms down by your sides, maybe having a block on your thighs. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, fold into your caterpillar. We're here for 10 breaths. You can always keep a rolled up towel, small towel underneath the knees here if you need support. You can hold on to the shins if that's better for you. Deep breath into the lower pelvis and into the lower back. Calming the thoughts. Coming back into your sacred temple. And shift the level of your block. You can remove the block altogether if you'd like. Allow yourself to round forward. When you're ready, walk yourself back up. Plant the soles of the feet on the mat. Shift yourself forward a bit and then lower down onto the forearms and then onto your back. Take a moment here, drawing the right knee in to the chest, holding onto the shin, and then drawing the left knee in, holding onto the shin. Then swaying side to side here. Maybe you'd like to circle the knees around, noticing if there's any shifts in your lower back, and then switch directions here. Maybe here you'd like to close the eyes as well. Lower the feet back down on the mat. Open them about mat width apart. And you can even have them wider than mat width apart. You can have your arms out into a T or overhead. On your next inhale, take a deep breath. And then exhale, drop the knees to the right. Inhale them back to center. And then slowly exhale them to the left. Inhale back to center. And then slowly exhale them to the right and leave your knees there. Option to hook the right ankle on top of the left thigh so that the weight of that leg pulls down on the left and allows a deeper opening on the left side. Option to gaze to the left. Starting to deepen and slow the breath down. Notice the extra length of the exhales and the pause at the bottom of the exhales. No rush to take that in-breath just yet. Unhook that top ankle if you had it there. Bring your head back to center. Inhale the knees back to center. Take a moment in neutral here. Breathing deeply, feeling the contact of the lower back onto the mat. A slight tilt of the pelvis up. And then readjusting it back down on the mat. And then when you're ready, just drop the knees to the left. Deep breath into the right side. Exhale here. Option to hook the left ankle on top of the right thigh, drawing that right thigh down more deeply. It really does create an opening in the outer right hip, leading into the front obliques. Option to gaze to the right. Lengthen your exhalations. And when you exhale, allow the sinking of the back of the heart down into the mat, right between the shoulder blades. When you're ready, gaze back to the sky, unhook that ankle, bring the knees back to center. Take a moment to shift your shoulders back. Just slowly rotate and sway your hips side to side here, maybe collapsing the knees in, and then drawing the knees to the chest. Giving yourself a final squeeze here. And then when you're ready, it's time for your final Shavasana. Extending the legs out, taking as much space as you need in your Shavasana. Sinking your entire back body, feeling held and supported by energy of the earth. And relax your joints from the bottom of the feet all the way to the crown of the head and the fingers. Letting go of everything right now and just settling into this moment. Fully appreciating the benefits of your practice. Stay here as long as you need. You can even drape a blanket on top of you. Mahalo nui loa for showing up on your mat once again. Namaste.